My friends, how are you? It is absolutely fantastic to see you for yet another video, and today we're going to talk some more about Donald Trump's failed economic policies and how his terrible handling of the United States economy is causing more and more Americans to lose jobs. And it's been kind of rapid fire lately, hasn't it? We had, of course, the 17,000 people in the transportation sector lost their jobs due to Donald Trump's failed economic policy. Manufacturing lost jobs due to Donald Trump's failed economic policy, and that's what we're going to talk about today. And also, the jobs report was absolutely abysmal, which shocked me, my friends, because I thought that they were at least going to lie about the job numbers. And so I was going off of the ADP numbers that showed 54,000 jobs gained in America. And my friends, you are right. I did kind of jump the gun a little bit when I did that video. I didn't realize that the official job numbers were going to come out a day later, where I expected to see Fox News and the United States government talk about how they created 7 trillion jobs for the American people, and they didn't even lie to us. That was the shocking part. They said, yeah, we only gained 22,000 jobs. And then some knuckleheads for Donald Trump went on to talk about the silver linings and how it's actually a great thing when Americans can't stay employed anymore due to Donald Trump's failed economic policies. And that's just kind of the way this world works right now. My friends, we are living in a world that is very upside down. Nothing makes sense anymore, right? Fox News spews a bunch of bullshit, and then when we talk about it on these videos or wherever we're talking about it, a bunch of assholes that only listen to Fox News come to us and they say the stupid shit over and over and over, and then get mad at us because we refuse to accept their propaganda as facts. And you know, that's just the world we're living in, my friends. The world is so upside down right now, my friends. I'm going to tell you a little bit of a hopefully a funny story. Obviously, I have ruffled the feathers of the MAGA movement again. Now, when I first started this channel, they were coming out in numbers to tell me how dumb they thought I was before Donald Trump took office, because I was talking about all the things that Donald Trump was going to do to destroy America, which is what he's doing now. And they were quiet for a while. They were really quiet. It was kind of fucking up my whole thing over here. I was trying to rage bait the MAGA lunatics into watching my goddamn videos, and then they went silent on me. Hey fuckers, I'm trying to make a few dollars off of you angrily watching my videos. Get back over here. I'm not done yet, all right? But they stopped for a while. They were very quiet, and I think it's because they thought they were winning. And now that all Donald Trump's economic destruction is coming to America, they choose to not yell at Donald Trump, not be angry about his policies, but yet yell at the people that are telling them what the fuck is going on. And like I said, the world is very upside down right now, my friends. I was watching as the angry MAGA dorks were running through my comment section, expecting me to believe all their bullshit propaganda, when I noticed one MAGA dork had lost his ever-loving mind in my comment section, and he started making post after post after post after post. That's how they are. They just figure if they're louder than everyone else, then they're actually winning the argument. And it was on and on and on and on. And I noticed a disturbing trend in his post to me. He kept calling me a certain word that I've never ever been called in my life, my friends. And that word was the very naughty N-word over and over. And I've been called a lot of things, my friends, but never that one. Never that one in my life. And I found that to be kind of amusing, right? I'm like, why do I keep getting called this word? This is fucking weird. I've never been called this word before in my life. And I started looking through all of his comments, and I noticed a very peculiar thing. He had a profile picture up, and he was here defending everything that Donald Trump does, and he was calling me the slur over and over, right? But I noticed he had a profile picture, and I looked at it closely. I said, that appears to be a profile picture of a black man in that picture. And I'm like, this can't be real. This can't be happening, my friends. So I clicked on it, and sure enough, it was a black man yelling at me, calling calling me the naughty N-word over and over because I wouldn't fall in line and listen to Donald Trump's absolute bullshit, which is always shocking to me because Donald Trump is a well-documented racist. He has been for a lot of years. White supremacy runs deep in the MAGA movement. And so this guy, in all his frustration towards me, my friends, decided to call me the N-word over and over. This is how backwards and upside down the world is, my friends. We had Clayton Bigsby himself running through my comment section. And if that's not fucking amusing, I don't know what is. But what is happening is Donald Trump is absolutely obliterating the job market and the economy right now because he's a fucking moron that doesn't understand how anything works. These trade wars are by far the dumbest fucking thing that anybody has ever come up with in history. Now, there is a time and a place for tariffs. There might be a reason for a targeted tariff for some reason or another. The only thing I can really come up with right now is Donald Trump is trying really, really hard to bankrupt the American people because that's the only thing that makes sense out of this whole fucking thing. So, as we've seen, the job numbers get more and more abysmal every fucking month, right? As Donald Trump continues to start all these trade wars, increasing prices on the American people by putting these tariffs in place, and then running around talking about how we have brought in trillions of dollars. We haven't brought in jack shit, Donald Trump. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. While you're claiming all these trillions of dollars are coming in to the American people, what's actually happening is our prices are going up. There's less and less freight that needs to move around this country because people are increasingly having to pick and choose what it is they want to buy, the money they have, what they can afford to get. And we are seeing the very real results of all of that fucking happening right now. So yes, the official job numbers came out. And the United States apparently had gained 22,000 jobs last month. Now, that number is open to revision. That is how that happens. But the silver lining I was telling you about, I don't know which Trump nutlicker, I didn't know which insult I wanted to go with there, which Donald Trump nutlicker it was that was on Fox News or CNN or something saying, well, historically the August numbers are always revised up, so we're expecting that when the revision comes out it'll be up. And that's the real silver lining here. Oh, go fuck yourself. Are you shitting me right now? You're hoping for a revision to make this look not so bad? Well, here's some information, asshole. I believe it was the June job numbers were revised to show job losses in America. And the reason I'm bringing all of this up today is because, my friends, we were fucking lied to by Donald Trump. Shit, I should have told you to sit down before I said that, because nobody was expecting those words to come out of my mouth. Right? Right, yeah, we've been lied to by Donald Trump, and we have been lied to by the MAGA base, the Donald Trump supporters. Because what they told us, my friends, here, let me put in some important information that I'm leaving out. 12,000 manufacturing jobs were lost last month. Okay, since Donald Trump has been in office, nearly 80,000 manufacturing jobs have been lost in the United States. But that's not what they told us, now is it? They told us that all of these trade wars, all of these fucking tariffs, were because we were going to bring manufacturing back to America. We've got concrete numbers that say it's going the exact opposite fucking way. 80,000 manufacturing jobs lost in America due to Donald Trump's failed economic policy, Donald Trump's failed fucking trade wars. Okay? Now, I don't get it. I have talked about this many, many times, but I do not fucking understand this need for mass manufacturing in America, period, at all. Because we actually do have very good industries in America. The American people, the American civilization is actually good at, that we excel at, and instead we're obliterating those entire fucking things. The things that we are good at is like entertainment, right? Movies, TV shows, music, shit like that is a thing that we we excel at? Video games, right? But another thing that we excel at very, very well is like the hospitality industry, tourism, entertainment, like live shows, things like that. Things having to do around people just being fucking entertained, right? That's what we've been doing very well for a really long time. You know, all these resorts, all these casinos, these cruise ships, and I know cruise ships normally fly a flag of another country, but you get the fucking point. All these things that we have really, really been good at for a long time, and actually do produce sort of a fairly decent-ish lifestyle for the people that work in those industries. It depends. It kind of varies. Of course it does. The point I'm making is America has excelled at a lot of things for a very, very long time. We had a golden opportunity to maybe start leaning into those things, right? Let's go ahead and keep doing the thing that we excel at. But according to Donald Trump and the MAGA movement, the real goal here, the real prize that we're all waiting for, is that we all want to work in manufacturing. That's right, my friends. We're all gonna sew some shoes together. We're all gonna make socks. We're all gonna sit in dimly lit fucking factories where they are tracking every move we make, working us long hours for low wages, not giving us any kind of health care whatsoever, while some middle management asshole breathes down our fucking neck about why we're not hitting the numbers that we're supposed to hit, while we do that all for $11 a fucking hour. That's the American dream, according to the MAGA movement. Meanwhile, we were doing things that we've completely fucking obliterated, not only through our trade wars with other countries, but threatening to annex other countries like Canada and Greenland and the Panama Canal, and faking blowing up a Venezuelan drug ship. It was like a fishing boat that we just slaughtered people for the fuck of it, by unleashing ICE on everybody that dares to be too brown in America. We have completely obliterated tourism, hospitality, Las Vegas, fucking Florida, all the border towns up on the, you know, America-Canadian border are getting absolutely fucking obliterated. But the good news is, my friends, we did it in the pursuit of low-paying manufacturing jobs that are leaving town, that are getting the fuck out of here. They're leaving. What are we talking about? This whole thing was said to us over and over by the fucking MAGA dorks that it was going to bring manufacturing back to America. And we have lost almost six figures. Almost 100,000 manufacturing jobs have been lost in America just since Donald Trump has taken over. And it's not something I even understand. What are we talking about fucking manufacturing for? We've got all this open farmland that we could be using to feed the world, which is what we were doing before Donald Trump and Elon Musk got rid of USAID, got rid of school lunches, got rid of SNAP benefits, got rid of the WIC program. I mean, my God, these farmers were perfectly set up to be financially stable for a long time. And then we decided to blow that all up, and we blew that all up with tariffs also, because fucking because China said we don't have to buy your corn and soybeans, right? And some knucklehead that swore he knows more than me about this entire thing said, you're making this all up. Fucking China has never bought a single bit of corn from America. Yes, they fucking have. What are you talking about? I'm so sick to death of being lied to by these fucking MAGA dorks. My God, stop fucking lying to me. Why do we do this? Why do you lie to yourself? Anyways, the farming we could have leaned into. The transportation sector with all these products that need to move around America, we could have leaned into. And like I said, the hospitality, the tourism, all those things we could have fucking leaned into. And we sold out our fucking country for a lie about manufacturing. It doesn't make a bit of sense now, does it, my friends? Donald Trump is obliterating that entire fucking thing too. The point I'm making, my friends, is we are sitting here watching as the economy is absolutely being destroyed at the hand of Donald Trump, with no plan whatsoever to fix this fucking thing even a little bit. That is what we're facing, and the numbers are there to prove it. You know, sometimes I kind of go off on side tangents and talk about other things. Sometimes I do that on purpose because the MAGA movement is a bunch of short attention span motherfuckers that won't stick around long enough to hear anything unless they're getting it force-fed down their fucking throats by Fox News, right? And you notice on that video where I was talking about all the truckers being out of jobs, I had referenced a Reddit post where I said, just take this with a grain of salt, right? This is just something I saw somebody post on Reddit, but one of the major freight brokers in America appears to be offering their brokers $2,000 to resign. Remember, I just saw it on Reddit. These assholes were swarming my fucking comments going, this guy's trying to pass Reddit off as fact, because they're not real good at listening to what's actually being fucking said, my friends. But that's what's going on. We are watching the destruction, and we were told this entire thing was to bring manufacturing back while we're watching manufacturing leave. And of course, because I have ruffled the feathers of the MAGA movement once again, I'm letting them hang out for the most part in here. Like if they're trying to have a conversation, I let them stay in the comments. But the minute they type something like TDS or the transgender people or the illegals or anything like that, I just show them the fucking door. I don't have time for stupidity in my fucking life, my friends. But I did have quite a few challenge me, and I accept their challenge. I'm going to tell you about the challenge, all right? They said, when Donald Trump turns this all around and there is a boom in the economy because of Donald Trump's policies, I want you to come back and make a video talking about how Donald Trump's policies have caused an economic boom in America. And I accept your challenge because that's not a video I'm ever going to fucking have to make. There is no way in the world that Donald Trump's policies create an economic boom in America. The only possible way that could happen is if Fox News decides to start telling everybody that that's what happened, but it's not going to be fucking reality at all. There are a few things that could potentially save us a little bit, but not going to fix the damage that Donald Trump has caused. You see, right now the courts are challenging Donald Trump's authority to put tariffs on everyone using his presidential emergency powers. There's no emergency going on. It's not happening. And I guess it was a lower court that had said, hey, these are illegal. You're not allowed to fucking do these. To which the Trump, yeah, that's probably fair. The Trump administration had, I guess, pushed that to the Supreme Court. I don't know the exact terminology for it. And there's something like around the 14th of this month, I believe. It might be 14th of next month, where they have until then to sort of get their ducks in a row and explain why they think they're allowed to just put tariffs on every other country. And it is possible, it's possible that eventually the Supreme Court shoots this down, says, Donald Trump, you're not fucking allowed to do this. Tariffs have to go through Congress. They do not go through the president first. That's not how this works. And Donald Trump has to cancel all tariffs. That's a possibility that could kind of save us a little bit, but it does not fix the situation, because now all of these relationships with other countries are completely obliterated after all this bullshit. We couldn't sit here and expect other countries to wait for us to get our shit together, so they decided to just move on. They decided to move on because we have proven that we are an unreliable trade partner. We are extremely unpredictable. We don't know a goddamn thing about running an economy, obviously, as we're driving the goddamn thing off a fucking cliff. We have told the world that if the job numbers come out and they're not to the president's liking, then we will fire the person that's just responsible for putting out those job numbers, making it impossible for foreign investors, foreign companies to have any kind of working relationship with America, because it's all propaganda at this point. I am damn surprised they told us 22,000 jobs. I thought they were going to do others. So the point is, I accept that challenge knowing 100% I am never going to have to make a video about how Donald Trump has created an economic boom in America. There is nothing in the world Donald Trump could do that would cause an economic boom in this country. He has already pushed us too far over the edge that we are not coming back from this anytime fucking soon. The only hopes we have, that Supreme Court shit ain't gonna fix the relationships we fucked up. The only hope we have is to get our shit together and elect the right people in the midterms, if the midterms fucking exist, put an end to Donald Trump's power on that fucking day. Then when the next presidential election comes along, we elect somebody that doesn't have their fucking head up their ass and works really hard to try to fix all the damage that Donald Trump has done, and it's going to take decades at this point to put it all back in place. I will probably be in my grave before the damage that Donald Trump has caused is actually fixed in this country. So yes, I accept your challenge. In the event Donald Trump causes an economic boom in America, I will make that fucking video. I will not do it because the Trump administration and Fox News lied about it. I will be relying on the actual facts to put that video out. And it'll be the death of my channel, because as soon as I come on here and I say Donald Trump did great work and everything's okay, well, I just lost my viewer base now, didn't I? So I have to suck it up and take it in the event that happens. I'm never going to be able to make that video. Anyways, got to get back to work. Love you guys. Bye now.